My name is Beverly and I'm from the Fish Ecology Lab at George Mason University, and this is Rachel. We're here to show you how we collect larval ichthyoplankton from the creeks using a plankton net.
So to start, you need to find out which direction the stream is flowing. So the easy way to do it is just watch the water. It's flowing from here and going downstream, so we're gonna point the net with the mouth upstream. The direction of the water flow is what pushes the ichthyoplankton into the net. They don't have any control in the water column where they swim. So the first thing that you do is you read the flow meter number before and after the net is in the water. This will tell you how much water has flowed through the net. So I'm going to read the number to Bev at 843,346. Once you have the number recorded, always make sure the mouth is out of the water. The net is fine being in the water. You just want to make sure there are no air pockets holding the net up. You make sure the flow meter is available to spin. And then stake it in.
Okay, while we wait for the net to soak for 20 minutes, we're going to go ahead and use our YSI Hydrosonde to take water quality measurements. This is a computer that will use probes to determine different water quality parameters such as oxygen, water temperature, anything that we need to know about the habitat for the fish.
So it's really easy to use. All you have to do is remove the cover that keeps the sensors wet. This is very important as some of the sensors can dry out and become unusable. You stick the sensors in the water, being very careful not to let them touch any debris like rocks, sticks, anything that would harm the sensors and break them. Then on the screen here, it's telling me all the numbers. You want to wait until they stabilize because the sensors have to take a second to adjust. And then you read them to your buddy who is writing them down. So the first thing we do is temperature, which right now it's 13.7 degrees Celsius. Then we do the dissolved oxygen percentage. This is going to be 98.8%. Then we do the dissolved oxygen in milligrams over liter, which is going to be 8.56. Then we do our specific conductivity, which will be 269.7. We do our salinity, which is going to be 0.05. And lastly, we do our pH, which is going to be 6.95. And once you have all those numbers, you can turn the computer off, take your sensors out, give it just a little shake, and make sure it's back in its protective case, safe and sound.
Next, we're going to calculate the discharge of the stream, which is how much water is flowing through it, by taking a measurement of a cross-section of the stream. So we have suspended a measuring tape across the stream, and it is marked in 1 meter increments. At every meter, we will use a meter stick to measure the depth in centimeters, and we will use a flow meter to measure how fast the flow is moving, how fast the water is moving in centimeters per second.
First, you want to get the width of the creek. You'll use the measuring tape. You want to start at 0 at the one water line, and at the other water line, you'll take the measurement. And every 1 meter interval is where you'll take the depth measurement. So you're taking it in centimeters. You want to make sure 0's on this end. I'm going to give you an example for the 4 meters. So you stick it into the water until you hit the bottom, and you read it to your writing buddy at 430 centimeters. Then you take the flow meter. You want to stick it in the direction that the water is flowing down. You stick it a couple inches beneath the water, and you look at your handheld device to see what it is reading. And this is reading at 100 centimeters per second.
Now that our 20 minutes have passed, we're going to take the net out of the water and collect our sample.
So when you take the net out of the water, you want to make sure you take it up mouth first, and you do it all at once. Now the mouth of the net's completely out of the water. The rest of the net can stay in the water, it doesn't matter. You just do not want any more water to flow through the mouth of the net because your flow meter will not turn. The first thing you do is you read your N numbers to your buddy. So we ended at 843,314. Next, you want to splash down all the debris in the net without getting any more water into the mouth of the net. So you can use creek water for this. You just give it a good splash. all the way down. So that everything ends up in the container. You can let as much water drain out. And as long as you're not going to get any more water into this after you washed it down, you can put this back in the water so that you can have full hands for this. You're gonna open it up. And this is where you have all your debris that hopefully have ichthyoplankton and eggs into it. So you take your Nalgene bottle. And you're gonna wash everything into your Nalgene bottle. Very carefully so that you don't spill it and have to do the whole process over again. And then all you'll do is you'll take a squirt bottle, make sure you get everything. And then you'll seal it back up with the cap. Or we'll then add ethanol to it later to make sure everything is preserved. And this will be the complete sample that you take back and sort at your school.